Hello everybody, it's Wilson here and welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a DIY on my Honda Jazz Mk3 2017 model. The problem I have is the rear brake caliper is seized. So I was driving along the other day and I was noticing my car was dragging. So I got out the car and I looked around and I felt the heat coming from that rear side corner. So I dismantled the caliper already the other day. The handbrake mechanism is fine. I tried to wind back the piston and that's where the issue is. It was incredibly hard to wind it back. So the actual piston is seized. So I'm going to get a new caliper and get it replaced. The new caliper's arrived, so I bought a brand new one. You can get them from Eurocar Parts, GSF, eBay, whatever, whatever takes your fancy. It's basically going to be a straight swap, brand new. So hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult to replace that. And then I've got to bleed the brakes, obviously. You can see, I don't know if you can see actually, the disc on the edge is gone all sort of like red due to the heat. You can see that. That's probably just due to the heat the other day, but the pads and everything else was fine. I have checked it out, so I can reuse the pads. So I'm going to jack her up and then crack on with the job. Right, car's jacked up with axle stands for safety, of course, and the jack left in position. So first thing I've got to do is to remove the brake line. So there's a banjo bolt there I need to undo, but before I do that I want to clamp the hose with some mole grips and some tissue or cloth around it so I don't damage the hose, so I get minimal fluid loss. So get that out of the way first, then I'll undo the caliper sliding bolts here, two here, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then the caliper should just come off. And then I'm going to remove the handbrake mechanism. As you can see, the handbrake mechanism's at the back, this spring and this cable and lever, so I need to unclip it off this lever from the caliper. But before you do that, you need to undo a couple of bolts under there. I don't know if you can see, under there behind the cable there's a couple of bolts that hold the bracket of the handbrake off. Take that off so you can unclip it from the caliper, and then it will make it easier to unclip that off the handbrake lever, and then carry out the straight swap. Right, let's crack on. Okay, so the brake hose is clamped with my mole grips. Hopefully it should be fine. It will stop the flow of fluid when I undo that banjo. So that's a 14mm. So let's crack it loose first with my socket. Right. Oh, right, that wasn't too tight. Right, that's loose. Right, let's put something under there before I take that off. Right. Get that loose through a bit. Right, that's off. Let's take the bolt out of the way. Right, so just be aware as well, on the banjo bolt there are these, well, they're supposed to be copper washers, one on the top, one at the bottom, so you need to replace these washers. They're crush washers, otherwise you don't want to really reuse these because it might cause a leak. So there's the other washer at the bottom of the banjo. Right, let's take this away, move this out of the way. Well, nothing's come out, which is good. Not getting any leak, so I'm going to put that to one side for now. Right, I'll leave that there for now, that's fine, that ain't going anywhere. Right, now the two bolts holding the caliper on the sliding pin, they are 12mm. So 12mm socket or spanner. Right, that one loose. This one as well. Right, I need to get an extension for that one. Just bear with me. Right. Right, and that one's loose as well. Right, these can come off quite easily. Right, and then hopefully this can just pull off. Forgot one step. Yes, let's release the handbrake bracket first because that's got to hold the caliper in place. So let me do that quickly. I think it's the same bolt size. Let's have a look. Is it? Yes, it is. 12mm again. So just get those two bottom ones off. And that one's loose, and then the other one as well. Okay, so the handbrake caliper was unbolted, so the whole caliper then fell on the floor. Right, now I need to get this handbrake cable off the lever, so let's try and unhook it. So let's see how it's done. Got to try and unhook it off that lever. There you go. And that's it. So that's the old caliper off, and basically the reversal of the removal procedure. Put it all back on and then bleed the brakes. Right, new caliper. Let's do the reversal. So let's put the handbrake lever onto this mechanism first. Right, let's just work out the orientation. So it has to go like this. So yeah, like this. Right, let's stick this on. Okay, that's on already. As you can see, it just hooks on. Nice and simple. Right, I'm going to put the caliper on here first, and I'm going to do the bolts up in a sec. Let's put the brake pad back on. I've already greased them. You can see I've greased them there with so you can use copper grease or any brake grease. I've done it already. I've cleaned all the metal brackets with a wire brush already, so just slot this back in. Right, and that one's already in. Right, so that's all done. The sliders, I have checked them. I pulled them out and cleaned them before, and I put on the when I previously dismantled it earlier on. So they're not there. They've been greased and they slide in and out really well. Look at that, no friction. So they're good. Right, let's stick this back on. So it should slide on quite easily because it's brand new. Just got to put a couple of bolts on the sliders to hold it in place so it don't wobble around everywhere. Right, one there and one here. Right, let's put the handbrake bracket back on at the back with the 2 bolts. Sorry, I had to take it off again because I forgot to transfer the metal shim, this metal shim here, across to the new one. So I'm going to take that off, give it a clean, and then put it onto the new caliper, and then carry on from where I left off. Right, that's back on. Handbrake cable and bracket all screwed back on underneath, as you can see. Slides really freely. There you go. So slides, no problem at all free. Right, now get the banjo bolt back on with the crush washer on here and then on top of the bolt as well. So there's 2 crush washers. I'll show you that now. Right, let's take the banjo, give that a clean, make sure there's no debris in there. Yep. Right, so I've still got the mold grips on at the moment, so I need a crush washer on one end and then the other on the other end. So that's the bolt with the 2 washers. So take one out, put one at the back and then one at the front, in front of the bolt, so you've got a proper seal front and back. So right, let's screw this back in. Right, let's just use a socket to get it back in for now, and I'll tighten it properly in a sec. So that banjo steel brake line has to fit in between that little gap there. Right, the tightening torque of this banjo bolt, most cars are around 25 to 35 Newton meters, which is roughly finger tight first. So let me just get it loose. So finger tight first. If you haven't got a torque wrench, this is how to do it. I mean, I know what 30 Newton meters feels like anyway, so, but if you're not, it's roughly half a turn from finger tight. Right, so roughly half a turn, so that's quarter. And I'll just bring it down a bit so I'll get more leverage. That's quarter turn already. And that's probably about quarter again. Quarter, that's half a turn in total. So that is about 30 Newton meters. Yeah, obviously I'll test it and make sure it doesn't leak when I bleed the brakes. So we'll leave it as that for now. Now it's brake bleeding time. So I've got this one-man brake bleed kit. Well, it's not a kit, it's a bottle with a little clear hose and a one-way valve on it, so it doesn't suck in air when I release the pedal. So I'm going to get that connected loosen up the bleed nipple here, 10mm bleed nipple. Just loosen it up now. There you go. Get this on there. Right, yeah, I'll get that on there, and I'll just get something to support the bottle so it doesn't dangle around here, and then I'll quickly bleed the brakes. Right, that's ready to go. It's all resting there. Right, let's go and give it a pump. Oh, before you do that, actually, make sure you've got enough brake fluid in your reservoir. So I have checked it. It's on the max before I carry out this procedure. So let's go ahead and pump the brake pedal slowly, and then get the piston all filled up. Right, let's go in here. Right, so the idea is to pump it, but not too hard, just slowly. Don't push it all the way down to the floor, because you might damage the brake master cylinder seal. Do it about halfway, three quarters of the way. I'll do it about halfway normally. There you go, and then release it slowly. Keep doing that until fluid comes through the bottle, bubble free. Ideally, I want someone to go and check it for me, but I haven't got anyone with me today, so I'm going to do it myself. Another job complete. So that took about an hour, maybe an hour and a half if you take your time. It's all done up. I bled the brakes, no air bubbles. Check the hose when I bled it. It's all good. Tighten everything up properly. I've tested it already. Put the handbrake on and it does lock, and I've took the handbrake off and it spins really freely now. Look at that. Before it never did that. Every time I braked or put the handbrake up and then release, it'll be locked. I couldn't really turn it. But now it's as good as gold. Right, put the wheels back on and then we're done. Please give me a like and consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out on future DIY maintenance guides on my Honda Jazz. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you again soon. Bye bye.